music. It's Sunday. It's 17th? Today's 17th. I think it's the 17th. How y'all doing? We're here for another episode of the greatest podcast on this earth. It's called High Off the Glass. Yes, September 17th. I got it right. How y'all doing? We are here. We have made it. Damn you 170. Damn you whoever's doing. Let's pick Sunday, one of the busiest days of the week to do major construction on the fucking highway. You know, that's a good idea. We always love that. I left. I'm coming back from Moonlight Ramble last night at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they were doing all that shit then. Like, y'all wasn't done. Like, you had to do more. Like what the hell? I guess they wouldn't. But that is the reason why we have had our delay today. We apologize for that. But we are jumping on, what is it? We are jumping on High Off the Glass right now. We are having some, we have an amazing guest today. We're trying to tap into him virtually. Still waiting. Had to reset that request. All right, what is it? We're about to bring. We are starting the episode off. I am joined by my esteemed co-host, Coach Hill. How are you, Coach Damon? How are you, sir? Damn right, always. About to bring. All right, there it is. And I really hate last minute shit. All right. Well, you looking for something that was in your pocket the whole time? Okay. All right. You met Brendan before? You have? Okay, I figured you had. All right, so this guest that we have on today, y'all, this brother is, I used to call him a cannabis superhero. He is no longer that. Now he's a fucking cannabis savant. This cat had opened the first cannabis consumption lounge here in the city of St. Louis. This brother has made it, he has made it cool to, share and talk and express and give and nurture in the cannabis community here in St. Louis. And that has been reflected through so many different businesses that I've seen here in the new ones that have started, legacy ones. This cat's influence on the cannabis community, I think in North America as a whole, has been great. It's growing more and more by the day. Everybody give it up for Brennan England, everybody. In the place to be, at the Cola Lounge blowing. You know what I'm saying? I will be there shortly. I cannot wait to go there. I hope you got some football on when we go, bro, because we got some work to do, and I got some football parlays I need to check out.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of the space, man. You can get it all done at once.
You said what?
So that's the beauty of the space. You can get it all done at once.
That's it, and that's the thing, y'all. See, we the reason why this episode we're doing today, this episode is it's about the epic hip hop event that we're having on the 23rd, which is literally 6 days from today at the Cola Lounge. Is it 27 or is it 2834 Cherokee Street? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it. You see it right there on the screen, 2834 Cherokee Street, St. Louis, Missouri. The Cola Lounge is the first, and as far as I know, only legal cannabis consumption lounge in the state of Missouri. Now, KC may have some stuff going on. I don't know what they got going, but this is the one that we know is legal. And see, the thing that's the beauty of this place, right? You can literally come, pay your membership fee, and you can chill all fucking day. You can leave, go get a sandwich, come back. You know what I'm saying? Day of, and go back to doing whatever you were doing. You were doing work. Were you getting work done? You can do it. Were you blowing? You keep blowing. Were you playing the game and whooping somebody's ass? Play the game. Were you whooping somebody's ass on foosball like I've done down there several times? Do that. Go back to whooping somebody's ass in foosball. Like, whatever you want to do, you can do it at the Cola Lounge. One thing that I can't wait to do today is work out some event business me and this gentleman has to do and watch some damn football. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you can do with the Cola Lounge. The Cola Lounge is also a rental space where you can rent it and have whatever type of event that you want. You want to have a cannabis event, you want to have a non-cannabis event, you can do it at the Cola Lounge. So we just, Brendan, this is something like we talked about 3 years ago, bro. I'm just happy that we are finally getting it off the freaking ground. That's what I'm most excited about.
Yes, sir. Yeah, me too, man. It's like it's all about the right time, and I think that we both We both have, big dreams for what this could potentially be. But we got to burn low and slow, just like this blunt right here. It's just gotta make sure that it's packed right, make sure it's packed tight. Don't take too much. So I feel like it's all at the right time. We've got adult use is cracking, has been for it's coming up on a year now, and we've only got more traction and more support from the community. And for real, I mean, think about the sweet spot we hit with the 50 years of hip hop. It's like everything was just lining up. So I'm excited. This will be the first official kind of co-creation that I've done with High Off the Glass, and I'm definitely honored for that. And I'm really excited to see how these worlds continue to co-create, man. I mean, cannabis and sports are two things that we get it. I think sports, a lot of times, if there's a big rap about people like the beer culture and the alcohol culture and people drinking and watching sports or enjoying sports, but that's only one piece of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that this is going to be, even though we're bringing it in with the hip hop culture and the hip hop trivia, this is going to be one of the first things, just really kind of like starting it off for a lot of events to come. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling great about it.
Yep. B, I love the way you talk. That is 100% the case because HOTG Enterprises and STL Cannabis Club, we plan on doing many things in the future. And the next thing I plan on doing is something sports related. Me and Coach right here, we're going to talk about it. But here's the thing. One thing I got to jump in. I got to say this real quick before we jump into the crux of our show today, which is hip hop. And we're debuting a new segment today, which is going to be called Learn Something. This is going to be from Coach Hill. This is something that we started kind of like years ago, and Coach Hill kind of pushed it forward. Stuff got in the way, but he's bringing it back, and I'm super excited to hear his topic that he has today. It will be off subject of what we're already talking about, and I definitely want you to chime in, B. But I got to say this. Go ahead.
That time when you was on the show a couple years ago, this is the first big event you've had or scheduled to have since you, like, I remember when you kicked the idea when you was on the show a couple years ago, and this the first real big event?
No, we've had a series of, let's see, I'm trying to think of what all has jumped off since then. I think one of the biggest things that's jumped off since then has been, our most recent was our Greenlight District 420 event that we just did back in April. We had 3 days of talent, musical talent, and entertainment, and contests. We had a cannabis crawl all up and down Cherokee Street where people could get discounts at different businesses. We had a scavenger hunt involved in that.
Cannabis crawl. I love it.
Cannabis crawl, right. We also had a second line marching band. Shout out to the Red and Black Brass Band for taking us down and up the street at 420 on 420. That was a look for sure. But yeah, we also have a bunch of programming that we do monthly now. That's kind of like, some of it has continued since then. But our main monthlies, the next one that's coming up is karaoke tomorrow night. I won't be there because it's my anniversary. But
congratulations.
Yes, thank you, man. 14 years.
14 years. Wow.
Yes, married. Yeah, longer than that together. But yeah, so but we got karaoke, we got comedy that we do on the third Friday where we feature local comedy talent, fresh talent every single month. Since we started that back in 2019, we've now featured over 50 local comedians. Many of them have rotated back through, and so that's a really big showcase for us. And then we do our infused food event with Rooted Buds every month called Fried Friday, where we get fried and we eat fried food and we watch Friday on the TV.
Shout out to Rooted Buds.
Shout out to Rooted Buds. And yeah, we do a bunch of other stuff. We do a puff pass and paint class on the second Monday. So every other Saturday. So the biggest thing that we focused on, we've done some bigger, one-off events like this that are seasonal. But we really have nailed in our weekly and our monthly programming for the lounge itself. So folks that have their daily or their month or have their monthly or their annual memberships, y'all got plenty to do, more to do. I dare you to try to hit everything every month.
So does anyone have to basically sign up or register with St. Louis Cannabis Club?
Yeah, so basically you register whenever you get a pass. That's your registration, and you register just kind of like you would for a YMCA. You can go to like a gym where you can get a day pass, you can get a month pass, a week, or an annual pass. And with the extension of that pass, you get access to our programming. You also get discounts on events. So our annual members and our monthly members get discounts on either discounts or free access to special events.
Because I know some people personally who are interested in trying to do some of the same kind of thing that you're doing with the Cola Lounge. You know, they want to invest in the cannabis industry, but they don't know how or what way to try to actually get in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's a whole conversation all on its own. But I mean, I'm glad to talk about it for a minute because it's real. And I structured a consultation business with the St. Louis Cannabis Club to help folks on board and start, whether it be cannabis-friendly events.
Hold on real quick, B, because that's gonna be a long answer. I gotta say this. I wanted to jump in with this real quick because Coach asked a really good question, and that question is going to be have a lot of details to it. But before we get to it, I just gotta say this real quick. I wanted to say this real fast. I didn't tell you this, Coach, but I gotta knock this out. And please, B, I'm not trying to cut you off. This is a what is it? What was it called? Them commercials we used to get?
Public service announcement.
This is a public service announcement, and this is directed at the people who put together the Moonlight Ramble, to BJC, to TrailNet, the sponsors, all those folks. I want to say y'all are shitty. That was piss poor management last night. You sorry motherfuckers make us wait outside at night for 45 minutes.
I want to watch that.
45 minutes.
I want to watch that.
Just to say, oh, sorry, we don't have enough pigs to secure us on our route, so we can't do the route tonight. But stay, you have 2 free beer coupons, so please stay and kick it with us. No mention of my $55 that I'm missing. No mention of the fact that I carb loaded all goddamn day and fucking got my body ready to do a 12 mile ride at fucking night. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention I got my lights and shit. You know what I'm saying? All my shit ready to go. You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine hooked me up. This shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This is bullshit. Moonlight Ramble. I had waited 20 years. 20 years. I moved to this fucking town in 01. You know what I'm saying? I love St. Louis. I waited 20 years to do this damn ride. Finally jumped on. Was excited about it. Y'all postponed it last month because of rain. That, guess what? During the time of the race, never fucking came. That rain did not come, but y'all still rescheduled it, which I understood. But you reschedule it just to jerk us off every 10 minutes to be like, yep, we're going to start in 10 minutes, y'all. We're going to go in 10 minutes. Get your lights on. Everybody get ready. We just got to get more pigs. We got to make sure that the route is straight. Da-da-da-da-da. Please. 10 minutes goes by, you say the same announcement. It's all about our safety. Then 45 minutes later, just to jerk us off and say, go home. Fuck y'all. I want my money. And that was some bullshit. And everybody, this is what you should do. Everybody who paid their money this year should get their $55 back or whatever they paid, more $80 for that stupid ass bicycle jersey, and free vouchers for next year. All right, gentlemen.
First of all,
take the show back.
Can you imagine if BJC wanted to sponsor you later on?
I don't give a fuck about BJC sponsoring me. They not about to sponsor. Ain't no hospital about to sponsor a cannabis show.
What if you need police protection?
I don't give a fuck.
You're on film calling them pigs.
That's what they is. Like, what the fuck? And it's supposedly they're 200 officers short in the city right now, and I guess that lends to the problem. But more importantly, you knew how many people were going to be at this race. You knew how many people were going to be there. You knew what the date was. You knew how many officers you needed. What the fuck, Moonlight Ramble? That's some bullshit. I'm sorry. Continue with your program. You guys talk about cannabis launch.
As we were saying before we were so rudely interrupted,
and I'm gonna drop y'all off right where you were, and because Coach asked a really good question. Folks like friends of his that want to get involved, because you are a business consultant as well. Oh, and I don't think you mentioned the Monday mixers too that you do first Monday of the year, first Monday of the month. This guy does mixers, industry mixers. People that are in the cannabis industry or whatever industry you are, come down to Cola Lounge. You come down there, you blow for a couple hours, you meet some folks that are in your industry, and also too your business consulting firm, which I'm a part of. I'm excited to be a part of that. Like, tell folks how, because it is not easy to break into this career or in this industry if you don't have a lot of fucking money. So how do you do it, B?
For real. Yeah. So, one of the main things, and this was actually just covered, there's a really good article in, let me make sure I get the right reader that it was. One second, let me see. I'll remember, but there was just a really good article. I'll look it up whenever I've got a second.
Okay.
About dropping in the chat, where I was just interviewed. I get them scrambled. It's been a busy press week.
You do so many, I get it.
No, literally, it's been nuts lately. The biggest thing has been talking to folks about the importance of ancillary opportunities with the business or with the cannabis industry. I was approached by the press. They asked me, if we have the opportunity for adult use licenses. Grabbing it, that blunt's working. We got the opportunity for public consumption lounges to be a licensed thing here in St. Louis. And so the press has been hitting me up like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this as a route or, a pathway to access for folks that don't want to get, involved in the licensing structure? And the biggest thing that I say is think about your existing skill set. Think about your existing talents or your assets and what type of business that you're already in and how that can connect with the cannabis culture. It doesn't matter whether you're an electrician, whether you're a pipe fitter or a graphic designer or an accountant. All of these things are needed for the cannabis industry because it's a seed to sale industry, it's a vertical industry. You have manufacturing, you have the processing, you have the distribution, and you have all of the infrastructure that goes around each piece of the business. So you might have something that you're already doing that's part of your skill set. If you have a CDL, think about what it is to be part of a delivery service.
Transportation.
And so thinking about what your existing skill set is really important, because I think a lot of people will see shiny objects like a dispensary or like even a consumption lounge, and they'll be like, oh, well, that looks like it would be a good money maker. And it's also would be cool. A lot of people have like the infatuation or they, that kind of FOMO when they want to be part of something new that's happening, and just a lot of that even has to do with thought sometimes. People are going to check their ego. But it doesn't mean that it's the right lane for you. It's like you're probably going to go a lot further if you're looking at what your talents already are than jumping into something because you think it might be like a good asset or like to make money fast. Because the dispensary models, consumption lounges, none of those are fast money makers in any industry. It's like there's nowhere where those. And yes, the industry itself is bringing in a lot of money quickly. But a lot of that is offsetting a mass amount of back-end investment that these people had to pay. It's like they are starting to make money, but yes, there are billions that are being made, but there are trillions probably that have been put in.
Right. What would you say? Not to interject. I'm sorry. What would you say would be like a couple of the biggest obstacles that people would face as far as getting into the industry?
Well, it depends on which part. The biggest part is that the compliance and licensing structure for the legal industry is very rigid. Consumption lounges is more of a gray area because, for me, I've opened my lounge under a private model, which is the only reason it could exist. If I was just open to the public, this would be in direct flies in the face of the laws that were put forth by the city and the state. And so, that is one of the fundamental pieces of how I can even operate. The biggest struggle is building a revenue model that is I don't know, a revenue model just in general, and then one that's replicable or scalable. You know, it's like I've had to put a lot of my own skin in the game here. You know, and it's like people only get the highlights. You know, it's like I'm not a personal guy. People don't see how much that I burn at both ends and in the middle, unless they're around me long enough, and then they're like, "Damn, motherfucker, like this. When do you sleep? When do you?" You know,
I see it. I see it.
Yeah, for sure. And it takes a lot, you know. And so I think that the biggest obstacle is knowing that if you're going to be a thought leader, if you're going to be one of the first in an industry, that means that there's a lot of footwork that has to be done because investing is hard to get. Money is hard. Investing for any type of business is hard right now, but borrowing money is more expensive right now. And borrowing money in the cannabis industry is really hard because at this point, because it's not a federally regulated market, banking is really fucking like complicated. And getting financing means that you're getting, you know, you're going to be in some sort of high risk agreement where you're paying somebody more than really you should. And so, you know, that's one of the biggest obstacles. The second obstacle, obviously, is compliance. So it's like if you got the money together. Also, like, let me run it back. The actual license industry is like completely buttoned up. No motherfuckers are getting in there.
Well, what about, and I'm glad you went back to that, B, because, and I don't mean to cut you off at all, but I'm talking about what you're talking about right now. What's up with the micro licensing right now? Because that's a new thing that they've started, and supposedly that's for people who don't have $1 million and want to get into growing or get into licensing. What is what is that exactly?
So the micro license program was put by loose design, was like proposed by in the amendment with adult use. So it's kind of like put in there as something that should happen. And they gave it certain provisions as far as like timelines, but the state was then required to like build out this program. Okay. So in a real fast amount of time, the state put out a lot of comprehensive, in my opinion, comprehensive information for this. And the bullet points are, micro licenses there are two different types. There's one that is for being a dispensary. There's another one for being a cultivation and a processing facility. Right. You cannot own or apply for both.
Wow.
And they are restricted between the 8 congressional districts. They're only releasing 6 per congressional district at a time. So that means that it's like, all right, cool. Oh, you want to apply for the cultivation side? I'll apply for the dispensary side. Since we can't both apply for the same one, let's do it that way, right? And be a partner. Wrong, because there's only fucking 6 licenses per congressional district that are being released. Right. Congressional districts are fucking big. Many counties per congressional district. Right. There are only 8 of them that make up the entire state. So that's a lot of people. Yeah. And so that's so there's that's the way that the formula works. You can only apply for one. It's a lottery, and they're awarding half of these. The requirements for these are that you have to fall within a certain income requirement, have some sort of history of incarceration or arrest with the cannabis plant, and or fall in certain realms of poverty, zip codes that experience poverty, incarceration rates, or unemployment. But that's a very broad net that catches places like Clayton, that doesn't catch places like my neighborhood where it's becoming aggressively gentrified. And I've got people that, like my entire neighborhood is split. I could go on a tangent about this, but basically there are gentrifying Jerry's. Motherfuckers that have moved into poverty-stricken neighborhoods that are able to capitalize on this program and apply and win. And so I've had my feet to the fire of the state. They know that I'm laser sight on what these winners look like, because the Legal Missouri, the legalization campaign that proposed for adult use, they in interviews will talk about it being a social equity platform. But whenever you look at it on their website, whenever you look at how it's written, they don't say social equity anywhere. They didn't actually. They actually have taken down their website, so you can't even hold them accountable for what they've said.
Wow.
Shit.
Right.
They and I've told them about this in form. Like John Payne, like all the people that coordinate with this, we all, we all are respectful with each other, but we know that we have differing opinions and perspectives on how this shit is being handled. And I think that it's fucked up that John Payne can talk about social equity when he's talking about it and about the platform, but then in language and in writing, it doesn't really do that. What it does is that it lowers the barrier to entry so much that yes, people that are black and brown or have been experienced poverty will have a higher advantage of getting in or a higher likelihood. But one, it's catching way too many other people that wouldn't qualify as being social equity applicants, definitely not those that have been affected by the war on drugs. It's also being shared with veterans. And two, it's such a deep or narrow bottleneck that the more people that apply, it's just corroding this tiny funnel that's letting out 8 people per congressional district at a time.
Right, slowing up the works. Okay, so many questions. Number one, who is John Payne? Who is that dude?
John Payne is the campaign coordinator for Legal Missouri and for Amendment 3 Consultants. Full history. He and I have come up and out of the same ranks of the same organizations that that have worked for legalization through the past. Okay. Which is why we have a professional respect for each other to really talk about these type of issues and have come to debate and have come to forum about this shit.
Okay. All right. Wow, that's deep. Okay, my other thing is too. Now, how can this is written? Like, they have written language. They have written language, and those of you that would like to chime in, if you would like to call in, if you have questions regarding what we're talking about, the event on Saturday, and or how to get in this industry, call 515-599-1687, 515-599-1687, 515-599-1687. You can call in and you can chime in with your question and your opinion on this subject. But how is this? This is written in. They have written language that will include Clayton in those in the micro licensing, but not Cherokee Street or Ohio or Nebraska. Like, are you serious?
So serious.
Huh?
So serious.
Damn. How is that? How is that written like that?
Missouri,
well, part of that's
St.
the problem
Louis.
with it whenever they're
That's
looking
how we
at
get down here.
Nah, fuck that.
When you're looking at incarceration, it had to do with where paperwork was processed as opposed to where people live.
Oh,
so
shit! Because it's St. Louis County Jail.
No, because it's St. Louis County, and it's not around a proliferation of brown and black people.
But that was the whole point. It's supposed to have low income people and all these. How can they word it?
Supposed to is the key.
Yeah,
supposed
so
to.
I'll tell you that the statisticians and the folks that are running the program at the state level, they saw the way that it was written and they were like, oh shit, this is not going to do what people think it's going to do based on how we need to get this data. The data is correct, but it's not going to do what people think it's going to do. And that's real. What up, Lance?
What in the world?
Yeah. So there are overlaps. So there are some places that weren't caught by certain things, like a lot of places in North City weren't caught under incarceration, which was a smack in the face, but they were caught under things like in unemployment rates. So there's a give and take there.
That is
it's like new school Jim Crow.
Jeez, exactly. That is disturbing. You know what? Real talk.
Well, not Jim Crow. I'm sorry, abolition.
Yeah. Same difference to me. If you're free, I wanna do a whole like insightful ass episode like for this in November. Like once you're done with Canoween, you know what I'm saying? Once that's done in November and on a week where you don't have too much going on, which I don't know if that exists, but I want to find some time on a Sunday where you can do it like this virtual, or you can come in, because there is so much to this shit that's written down that we have no idea about. All the majority of the public knows is roll that weed, smoke that shit. You know what I'm saying? But there is, or I want to get into business, but don't know this type shit. Like this is so fucking deep. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it gets real deep, man. I mean, it goes deep, and there's a lot to talk about because and I'm active at the policy level, at the city level, with some of these new cannabis tourism laws that are coming up. Can't really talk much about it yet because we haven't had our first formal meeting. Mm-hmm. But city and state level, there's a lot going on, And so, that can be its own, for sure, can be its own bias.
Right. All right. It is, man. We could talk. Man, I want to talk about that shit. Okay, here's the deal. Again, say what?
So let's talk about the cool stuff, man. Let's talk about DJ Cardi Montana.
Oh, yeah, oh my God. Let's jump into it. We'll do your segment in 1 second. We got it. We got to do it, yo. We have procured one of the best, if not the best DJ here in St. Louis. For the Midwest and I think North America for that matter. We have DJ Cuddy will be in the building next Saturday. I'm excited as shit just to have dude one more time. You know what I'm saying? He is the eminent hip hop DJ here in St. Louis. Dude is the shit. He's the truth. When I told him about the event last month, he was excited about it. He actually left this date free. Just to make sure he was available for it, because once I told him the idea, he was with it. And then when he saw the Cola Lounge, my man really fell in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was all the way down, so we're super happy to have him. I'm just excited about this, like, because here's the thing, y'all, and we're going to get to that. What is it? Here's the thing with me. I am doing this simply because I love this genre of music, and for those of you that love it like I do, it's not just a one-man thing. It's not just trivia and karaoke. If you want to grab the mic and you want to say something about hip-hop, if you want to talk about this genre that you love, that has done such and such for you, feel free to grab it. You know what I'm saying? 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. Talk about hip-hop. Talk about the greatest genre of music and how it helped you. But I'm not in this to make money. When I do these events that I do, I put my work in. I put my work into it. I put my money into it because I love basketball. I love the NBA, and I love hip-hop. And I just wanted to celebrate this genre of music. And again, like B said earlier, this is the perfect year to do it. Like, this is serendipitous. It all came together. 50 years ago, Kool Herc took his turntables and went to the fucking park and cut them shits on and started scratching. And it was history. So I just wanted to talk about it. And also, too, I want to ask, Coach, I'd like to ask you, because you're damn near the same age as the genre. So, like, you coincide, like, every year of your life, the music got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's one thing I dig about you. I don't know how much new stuff you listen to, but you listen to all types of hip-hop, man. Like what is your feeling with that music? What's your connection with it?
I listen to some new stuff.
Oh, you do? Bet. Who you listen to? Say that.
It's interesting that you say that, because going into the segment we were going to do, we did have an original topic.
Yeah, we're going to go. Yeah, come on.
No. I was going to let you know that in the spirit of what we're celebrating, I had to come with a freestyle and a flip up. I had to switch it up on you.
You had a freestyle?
No, I'm not about to kick
Wait,
it. Wait, what?
No. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
I didn't mean it like that.
All right, because you sure had said, don't get me excited. Don't threaten me with a good time.
The fuck? Freestyle rapping. What I meant was, I actually switched my subject. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, you were not going to talk about Dion? I thought we were going to talk about Dion.
I switched it to hip hop.
Okay. All right. Well, let's since we're here now. That coincides with what we talking about.
Because it actually coincides with what you just asked me.
I know, but here's the thing. I thought specifically the segment was supposed to be something that we're not talking about. We discussed this. Thank you again, Coach, for always doing something.
It can still be that.
Where's the fucking sound effect? This motherfucker has to bring the show to a goddamn screeching halt every motherfucking time.
You inspired me.
Right.
Okay. Let me answer you.
Always to a screeching halt.
Answer your question.
Brennan, just a screeching halt. You know what I mean? Like, where we got a flow going, we work out stuff, we do pre-production,
that's what I'm saying.
We're rolling, and here goes Coach. Let me just throw a monkey wrench in that motherfucker. Just boom. Just has to do it.
Because we got to talk about music. We got to talk about music. In the spirit of what you just asked me.
You refuse to follow direction.
In the spirit of what you just asked me, which is also like a famous question from one of my favorite movies, which is Brown Sugar.
Oh, jeez.
And the magical question was, when did you fall in love with hip hop? Which is what you basically just asked me. And
you couldn't have texted me. You couldn't have texted me that you were changing the game plan. You couldn't have.
No, because it just happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, damn, I did not say it was like in the spirit of hip hop. Anyway,
you gonna make me spit up this fucking water.
I would say 1985. listening to the King of Rock album,
Oh God, yes.
which is really just chock full of cuts.
So many classic bangers.
Jam Master Jay really never got his props for his production.
Talk about it, bro.
When you think about the beats just from the album, just the beats alone, because you remember back in the day, after basically you would have 4 rhymes, 4 verses,
And just straight
But
beat.
when the outro would go on, the outro would be like at least about a minute.
Word.
So you're like, damn.
Well, let me not push back, but let me just question what you just said, because I know Jay had something to do with some of those beats, but to me, when you think King of Rock and you think in production, I'm thinking Russell and Rick Rubin, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Jay did that.
Jay did all that, and he didn't do all
Have you ever heard him talk about the production or how he would say, like Russell would talk about it too, like how they wanted the guitar riff, but they didn't want the whole thing.
But it was Rick putting that in. Rick, that was Rick's influence adding the guitar riff with the hip hop beat, because that wasn't done
Everybody
before.
was already doing that.
Nobody wasn't doing that before Rick Rubin.
Remember, hip hop came from rock as well. They was already sampling rock music.
Who was doing that? Jam Master
Everybody.
Jay did. I mean, Grandmaster Flash didn't sample that. Sugar Hill didn't sample that. Who was mixing rock and hip hop before Rick Rubin? Tell me.
As a producer, I wouldn't know like.
Tell me a song, because
name.
real talk. That's why Walk This Way hit. Do you know Walk This Way? B, I wonder if you know this too. Do y'all know that Walk This Way with Run DMC saved Aerosmith and brought their ass back?
Yeah.
Like they were like damn near done. But when Walk This Way came out, pew! You know what I'm saying? And then I think Jane's Addiction came out after that. You know what I'm saying? And they fucking they blew up again. But I'm just saying, like, wasn't nobody
that a
doing
group?
that, huh?
Is that a group?
Jane's Addiction was Aerosmith's next album that they came out with after Walk This Way, and that shit went platinum.
Anyway,
I do know. I don't remember what it was.
Jane's
But
Addiction?
there is
go
a
ahead, B.
like one of the first. Talk about trivia. One of the first hip hop songs is sampling a rock song from like Europe or Germany or some shit like that.
Whose song?
I can't think of it off top.
Yeah, we smoke a lot of weed.
Okay. We'll figure it out today.
Like remember how like when you think about how Grandmaster Flash and them used to dress. Mm-hmm. That's derived from the rock and roll.
They
era.
did look like 70s disco dudes. Yeah, they did.
You know, they like they say, Run them stole the Cold Crush Brothers Stilo, because that was their shit. But that's what originally started changing the styles and shit.
Well, slow down. I heard something else different, because what they said, I heard this come out of DJ Run Mouth, that they were dressing one type of way, but then they started dressing like Jay. Like their influence of wearing the fedoras and the Adidas and the tracksuits, that came from Jam Master Jay.
That which came from the Cold Crush Brothers.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
But anyway, I hate to digress. Like I was saying though, I first got with hip hop, like I said, back in like '85, and when you first think about like the first posse cuts,
Oh yeah.
that's what really like the Juice Crew.
Yeah.
The Juice Crew was like originally that's what it was with me myself.
Right.
And then that automatically just exposed my ear to lyrics.
Right.
So it's like, even up until now, it's always been lyrics first, lyrics. And
Right.
if you don't have lyrics, it's just like, man, it's hard to listen to them.
Yeah.
Listen to people.
Yeah.
They got to have something about them. Like,
Uh-huh.
I get a perfect example is Snoop. I'm a big Snoop fan.
Of course.
Snoop don't have no lyrical content. But
Whoa, huh?
Snoop doesn't have lyrical content.
Whoa! Have you what's my lyrical gangbang?
Lyrical content.
Lyrical gangbang on Chronic. I'm just about to say records where he just goes
No,
off.
I didn't say skill. Content.
What?
There's a difference between skill. You can. That's what I'm saying. Snoop has skill to be able to rap, but his content ain't like Nas.
Well, yeah, but
That's why Snoop don't get considered when you talk about some of the best rappers ever.
You know what you make? You know what? Yeah. You know what? You make a decent point. But to me, he can. But see, when you said
He knows
lyrical,
how to make hits.
when I hear the word lyrical, but you added the context on it. Content, and content makes it something else. Because Snoop is lyrical, like that dude on Doggy Style. There's a couple songs where he's just going in, especially that G's and Hustlers.
Yeah.
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 I mean, the beat is sick as fuck by itself. I could talk on that and it sounds hard.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
But the way Snoop is flowing on that bitch.
His flow, but his content within the flow is what you want to be able to decipher. That's the problem with some guys. They couldn't decipher the fact that, he's talking about smoking weed and kicking it. Mm-hmm. He's talking about it in a cool ass way.
Right.
But you still got to be able to educate the people.
You're right. And B, I want to bring you in. We'll go. Is that what else did you have with that? Is that
I'm good?
Okay. I appreciate that. That is Coach Damon's learn something segment. What is it? Here's and to your point, Razzcast, who had that Nas type content, doesn't get the love. You know what I'm saying? He was a West Coast rapper that sounded like he was East Coast, or had more than just kicking it flows, and motherfucker don't get the love.
Have you heard his sons?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god,
they nice.
Ridiculous.
Razzcast was always one of them dudes I was always mad did not blow up because he was
Coast Contra. That's the name of the group.
Coast Contra.
Man, they ridiculous.
All right, I'm a fuck with it.
Oh my god.
Thank you for sharing that on the mic.
It don't make no sense.
All right, that's what's up. So B, same question, brother. You what? Do you remember when it was? You remember what song it was? Was it something in the culture? Like what made you stick to hip hop and made you love it?
Yeah, I think that really I think that the first thing I liked about hip hop was
I want to know why you laughing too. Tell me that story behind why you laughing.
Yeah, well, it just has to do with Eazy-E lyrics and like
I think
being a teenager and just hearing somebody say things with talent, but also with a level of vulgarity that I had never heard before. And as a young teen, I was
R.I.P. Easy.
Both, R.I.P. I was interested and intrigued, and both obviously it made me feel like I was doing something kind of naughty. You know what I'm saying? I had other hip hop experiences before that, but I think that was like one of the first memorable times where I was just like, "Damn, this is doing something different. Like this is not doing something different." And then, but I maybe call it a Midwest thing, and maybe it's just my destiny, my destiny to be a stoner, but like. Bone Thugs just hit me different. It's like there was something about like the mix of all the different lyrical strategy and wordplay and talent. The double rap was dope, and just like the use of harmony, where I don't know, I felt like it was relatable to me in a way. And and I think the biggest thing that I found that I loved about hip hop culture from the beginning is that for me on my multiracial journey and my Black journey. How it continued to create brotherhood with some of my best Black friends and some of my best Black brothers. They became my God family. That music and parts of hip hop history were like part of how we infused our conversation and our understanding of how we looked at what we were looking at now. It's like because I was in I was technically like a '90s kid. I was born at the end of the '80s. And so there was a whole foundation to hip hop that was started before I was cognizant of what was happening.
Right.
And so a lot of what I experienced was like what I would consider one of the first renaissance or rediscovery of the first music, because I'd be listening to the tracks and my mom would just be like, "Oh, that's a sample of this. That's a sample of Islands in the Stream."
That's my mom's too. That was my mom's.
Yeah. I was just like, "Dang, you're just gonna sit here and just like I'm thinking this is the freshest shit," and she's just like,
right.
And my mom was cool enough, especially at the time, she was hip. She knew what was going on with the music. So I knew that at that point too, like that hip hop was doing something special because it was like tying together generations, and it was like pulling shit together, and like I fucked with that. So I started making beats all through high school, and some of those dudes that I used to make beats with and rap with, like they're now still rapping and still like doing their thing even in the music scene now. Shout out to Corey. He was just on the playbill for Music at the Intersection. But yeah, man, it's like once it gets in you, that's what it does.
Pretty much.
Music at the Intersection was so dope. Shout out to everybody who put that together. Pharaoh Munch killed it. Man, Woo! I don't know what's going on here in St. Louis with all these dope ass festivals that we're getting, but keep it going. The only thing I ask is don't price out the people that live here. let's not do that. Let's not price out the majority of the folks that live in the city. We know that, just like you mentioned earlier, B, that you all are gentrifying the shit out of this city as quick as you can. Just like Harlem has been, just like, different parts of Brooklyn have major urban cities across America. We know what y'all trying to do, but don't do it. And we're not here for it. I want all these dope ass festivals, but you don't need to price these folks out. So yeah, I think my next question to y'all. And hold up, and before I go to the next question, because we got to get up out of here in a little bit. B, you said you're a '90s kid. That Eazy-E that you talking about, that shit came out. I know that shit came out in like mid '80s and shit.
No, that's Easy solo shit came out in like 90, 91.
Was it Easy Does It you was talking? Okay, because I sure thought he was talking about some NWA record.
NWA didn't come out till '89.
Yeah, it was definitely '90s, and this is like music that I'm getting exposed to by older teens that are like, oh yeah, you want to hear some shit to make you feel tough,
Right? Because you like 11, you mad young, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you only you're not even close to 40, like
getting closer.
You look like the son on Menace to Society.
You said what?
This is like the story from Menace to Society when Purnell was giving the little dude the beer and shit.
Okay. All right.
Did you see Menace to Society?
Yeah, I did. But again, just bring it to a screeching. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just right on time.
It was a little young light-skinned dude.
Okay, right on. I showed him. That's like,
you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Do we? I seriously.
He's being corrupted by older teens.
Oh, okay, right.
Musically.
On. What's something?
Should have been watching Barney.
What's something y'all looking forward to with what's something y'all looking forward to? Like, I got something that I'm really looking forward to with the event on Saturday. What's something that y'all looking forward to? Like, D, you go first. Tell me like something that you really looking forward to that you gonna be a part of, do or you just
trivia questions.
Oh, okay, bet. You excited about the trivia?
Point blank, that's it.
Okay, that's what's up. You trying to win this shit?
I don't see how I could lose.
I mean, you call yourself a Google. I say you brown Google, but you know what I'm saying? That's not regular Google.
I'm just saying,
Okay, you here to win. All right. That's what he's about. B, same question to you. What are you the most excited about for 50th anniversary at Hip Hop Trivia next week?
Man, okay, so I think I'm most excited. First of all, there's something that I'm excited about that I haven't really announced fully. It's on the website for the tickets. But we're doing bong bottle cocktails. Hold on a second.
Oh, you got that's gonna be a thing on Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So we're doing bong bottle cocktails. So you'll be able to get one of these dope ass souvenir bottles to take home with you, filled up with I think we're gonna do Island Sweet Skunk.
Oh fuck.
The signature cocktail for the night. So I'm really excited about that one.
Nice.
Yes, you're going to be in the best hands for your drinks for the evening. I think one of the other things that I'm really excited about, I really love karaoke, and I'm looking forward to seeing folks show out for the hip hop karaoke. I'll see if I can bust out, if I can warm it up for one of my Twister verses.
I want to see if you're gonna bust it out. And to our executive producer over here, Mr. Kick It, are you gonna be doing hip hop karaoke? Okay, well, do your own songs, but shit, you better
I'll make up different words.
Come do it. B,
I'll be there. Don't worry.
I want to see you do karaoke. B, I want to see you do a song too, because I got two that I'm gonna do. Now I got two that I got planned out. I'm only gonna do one, but yeah, I'm excited about it. So right on, B. Yeah, damn right. Yo, this has been a great episode of High Off the Glass. We doing our thing like usual. What's the name? Major super shout out to the man of the hour, special guest today, Brennan England, for seeing the vision, and wanted to get down with the event. He saw the opportunity. He wanted to do it. My man was with it 3 years ago, and thank you, B, for being down with it.
Yeah, man. No, thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to High Off the Glass. I really appreciate you delivering the vision, man. It's like there's something this big and something for like at the time we're at in the culture right now. It's like we all really need each other, you know, and I think the collaboration is key. A lot of folks will get caught up in competition, but that's not where it's at right now. Like, we got to just continue to find ways to continue to co-create and build cool experiences for people together. And yeah, it's like make memories, man.
Man, major shout out, and that's B. Thank you for saying that. It's not about competition right now, y'all. It's not about that in this industry. It's not about that. It's about, you know, let's help each other. It's about community. It's about, you know, building and gaining. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to build something here. It's not competition. Ain't gonna do that's another. That competition ain't nothing but another thing of separate and divide. You know what I'm saying? It's all right trying to, you know, outdo somebody else because you see them doing something dope, but don't do it to a detriment of the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Yo, Coach, what you got to say before we get up out of here?
Stay positive, no bad energy. Shout out Nas, 50 years old on Thursday.
Oh, that's what's up. Major shout out to Nas. We love you, Nas. For real. Major shout out to him.